Right, Oxford United fans, full disclosure, I did not watch this game at all. So you'll probably make you click off this video and think, why is he doing a review of this game? Well, that is a very good question. And firstly, you can blame my wife for making last minute plans, which meant I couldn't watch the game. Very irritating. But I've seen the goals, I've seen the action on the highlights, and I was following it vigorously on Twitter every 30 seconds or so. So I have a fair idea of what happened, not really conclusive. So this is a little bit of you tell me. You tell me how Oxford United did today down in the comments. But the most important thing, and where my opinion does not matter at all, is Oxford United won a game. We needed to win a game. We needed to win this game, and they did. And once again, we found ourselves behind. But thanks to Cameron Brannagan and the others as well, but really Cam's dragged us up from our boot from the floor here. Oxford United won the game away from home at Cheltenham. It finished Cheltenham 1, Oxford 2. And after the spirited performance that Oxford put in against Palace in the League Cup, Carl Robinson did change things around. We did go with three at the back, sort of a 3-4-1-2 formation, but that is kind of encouraging and kind of something that we wanted to see, and it did make Oxford look more solid against Palace, and I think it did make Oxford look a little bit more solid today. Good to see James Golding getting a start. He's been very impressive every time he's played for Oxford United so far. Good to see McGuane wasn't too badly hurt. Good to see Henry back in there as well. And he's dropped Matty Taylor, and I don't think that's such a bad thing. He's been out of sorts so far this season. Hopefully he can just be away from the first team a little bit. There's been talk about people not thinking he's fully fit, but hopefully this might even give him a little bit of a kick up the backside, and hopefully he'll find that elusive goal and then he'll go on a little bit of a run. But well done for Robinson in the first place for doing that. Would have been very easy to just stick with the tried and tested, but he didn't do that. And again, this is very much you tell me, guys, what happened. But from what I read and what I've seen, and well, certainly there was hardly any highlights, it seemed like Oxford did okay in the first half, started the game quite well. It faded a little bit, and maybe Cheltenham finished the half a little stronger. But it was 0-0, fairly flat game. Two sides kind of down the bottom of the league, struggling for goals, struggling for wins, really. So you would expect that. Cheltenham have had a couple of decent results in the last two games, so they'd have been certainly very confident of winning this game. They were good against us last season, and it's all we found. Wadden Road, Johnny Rocks, whatever it's called now, are quite a tricky place to go. So 0-0 at half time, not a bad result, but a familiar story happened at the start of the second half. A goal which looked very avoidable from an Oxford United point of view finds its way into the net. Free kick into the box. Bit of a scramble. Eastwood does a punch away to the edge of the box. Perry has time on the edge of the box to take a touch and hit a shot through a huge crowd of players. Oh my word, how has that ball found a way in? I think there was a deflection on it, but of course it nestles into the bottom corner of the net. Such has been our luck this season with shots against us. Everything seems to find the bloody corner of our net, and this was no different. And you couldn't help but feel, although this lead didn't last long, here we go again. It's all doom and gloom, isn't it? It's been a lot of licking our wounds and feeling sorry for ourselves, but that wasn't the case in this game. And let's give a bit of credit for Oxford's fight back skills, if you like. The last two games, we went a goal down to Morecambe. The players put in a big response. We did get that equaliser. Probably should have gone on to win the game. Here, we've gone down 1-0. We have come back to win the game. Cameron Brannagan, great free kick after just 3 minutes after going behind, 66 minutes on the clock. Wonderful goal from Branners. Superb technique, lovely little light touch off to make the angle a bit better, then bends it, whips it beautifully into the corner. Then Bowden gets himself sent off. He's not been good this season, has he? I've seen it. I don't think you can have too many complaints. It looks quite a reckless foul. I know Robinson and Oxford fans weren't too happy about it. It does look quite reckless for me, and if that's a second booking, don't really think you can have too many complaints on that one. Might not be too bad for Bowden to miss a game as well. He's not been great. He's not really found the form that he had at the back end of last season. We know there's a player in there, though, so you can't give up on old Billy Bowden. He's a mercurial kind of player. I'm sure he'll find some form at some point. But so at that point, you're just kind of thinking maybe 1-1, not bad, not great, but down to 10 men, you kind of take it. But no! Oxford get a penalty. It's our second penalty of the season. A penalty away from home. A very rare thing indeed. Matty Taylor gets bundled down in the box. It's a difficult one to see on the highlights. But it's the sort of thing that happens to Matty Taylor quite a few times through the course of a game, through the course of a season, and it never gets called. So I think it's really surprising to see that sort of off-the-ball foul against Matty Taylor get called for a penalty for once. Cheltenham fans will probably think it's really unlucky. I understand that. But from Oxford's point of view, we'll bloody well take it. And Brannagan steps up, never going to miss in the Mumps of Sunday. Brannagan just scores penalties, doesn't he? Sent the keeper the wrong way. Oxford get the 3 points. Oxford get the job done. Very nasty tackle by Chapman in the end. Looked like he deserved a red card for that one. And again, it was a second booking. So not really too many complaints. But whew, there we go. That's the summary. But, as I said, I didn't see the game, so I don't know. I don't really have too much to say. What I will say, delighted to see the win. Delighted to see Oxford come back from a losing position to get all 3 points. This is very crucial 3 points. It sounds silly to say after just 6 games, but my goodness, that takes away the doom and gloom that was around Oxford United. So much negativity around the team, around the players, around the managers, around the backroom shenanigans. The transfer policy, for example, when things aren't going right. And it's nice that we can just park that for a minute. We've got a game against Burton next weekend, which again is very winnable. So that will put, if we can get something from that one, it will put us in a better position getting towards that 10-point mark. And certainly a lot better than what it was looking a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully that will keep some of the doom mongers off their back. I do understand it. It's very frustrating. Oxford haven't been good this season at all. Then we go 1-0 down again. It's very hard to keep that positivity. So I can understand if there was a lot of negativity floating about. And you shouldn't just dismiss people for being negative. And if you're feeling negative, you shouldn't dismiss people who are just a little bit more, I don't know, laid back and philosophical about it, and a bit more like me, where you're kind of like, wow, you know, we've been in shit before, and we'll be in shit again, and we've been in shitter positions and come through it, and we've been in shitter leagues. So it was always going to be a bit longer for me before I started pressing the panic button, but my goodness, it feels nice to have 3 points on the board in this one, no matter how much you might have thought it was a slightly fortuitous win. So it doesn't leave me with much more to say. It was a bit of a wishy-washy review on this one, and I do apologise, and Burton may be quite similar as well, because I'm not going to be able to watch that game either. But if you did like the video, please hit like and subscribe. And more than anything, I really want to know, more than any other game maybe I've done a review for, I want to know what your thoughts were, so I can piece together what people thought about this Oxford United performance. If you went, fantastic. Not a happy hunting ground normally for Oxford United. Cheltenham fans, really like to know your opinion as well. It's been a tough start to the league campaign for you too. Scoring goals seems to be a real problem. What are your thoughts on Wade Elliott and the job he's doing, and how do you think this season is going to go? I did think it's going to be a season where you might struggle. So far it's proving that. But do you see any light at the end of the tunnel? And do you see where you can improve? And yeah, so say both sets of fans, please leave your comments. Thanks once again. I'll be back with another video, maybe a League One summary at some point in the week as well after 6 games, and then a very wishy-washy review for the Burton game. But thanks again. See you soon. Enjoy your Saturday evening. I'm out.